Now to a myth that pits milk against methane, with a gun in between.
All right, we got an explosive myth this time.
Great.
This one comes from the movie Kiss the Girls. Cop faces off with the bad guy in a kitchen full of gas from the stove. The cop wants to shoot the bad guy, but the bad guy reminds him, if you shoot me, the muzzle flash from your gun will ignite the gas, blowing up the kitchen and killing them both.
The bad guy's already snapped the gas line, and he's holding a cigarette lighter. The cop needs to shoot him, but he thinks that the flash from the gun might also ignite the methane. So he shoots, with success, through the milk.
Oh!
But can shooting through liquid really stop the muzzle flash from igniting the gas?
All right, so what's the plan?
May I suggest we simply go for it? I mean, build a kitchen, fill it full of gas, shoot the gun from the movie, once into milk and once not.
That's great, and then we'll see if it does, in fact, ignite the gas and blow up the kitchen.
So to test the myth that a milk carton will prevent a gun's muzzle flash from igniting a room full of methane, we need to blow up a kitchen. But since none of us are willing to volunteer our own personal kitchens, we need to build one.
Now, we're gonna be filling this kitchen up with methane gas. We don't really know how big of an explosion we're gonna get when we ignite the gas. So we're building the kitchen out of plywood and 2x4s. That way we don't have any metal shrapnel. But most importantly, one of the walls is gonna be made out of a breakaway plexiglass. So that way we can see what's going on inside the kitchen, and when the gases are ignited, that wall will pop off, releasing that pressure wave so we don't get a huge explosion.
But even a mid-range explosion might just smash the windows and singe the neighbors. So the kit kitchen is flat-packed and delivered, some assembly required, to the local bomb range.
Sometimes the best order procedure is to just go for it. I mean, find out if we have any merit to the myth at all. Just straight out to the bomb range, recreate the circumstances, and blow the thing up.
Custom-made cabinets. Time to hang them.
To properly restage this movie myth, they'll need more than 4 walls and a roof.
This is a gorgeous stove-sink combo you've picked out.
We'll be cooking with gas in no time.
With lines like that, we'll need some top-notch actors. And here's our leading man.
Come on, it's time to go to work.
It's hard to believe, but this sack of bones is our Morgan Freeman.
I know, I feel this way every morning too. Yeah.
As for Buster, well, he's been typecast again.
Okay, handcuffs, just like the guy in the movie. See that? Looked like I knew what I was doing.
Now they're ready to dial up the danger with things that go bang. The gun and the gas.
All right, get ready for a big boom.
Kari, Grant, and Tory are preparing to see if shooting through milk can really stop a gun from igniting a room full of methane.
Now, in the movie, the gas line attached to the stove breaks, so we know it's natural gas. Now, natural gas is about 85% methane gas, which is very flammable.
But there's a twist. It's only flammable in certain concentrations. Too little methane means not enough fuel for the fire, but add too much methane and there's not enough oxygen molecules to sustain combustion. The numerical balance of different substances to cause a reaction is called stoichiometry, and Grant's done his homework.
So we know that the perfect stoichiometric ratio of methane in air is 5 to 15%. So we're gonna go right in the middle, say 10%. With this volume, which is about 500 cubic feet, we're shooting for 50 cubic feet of methane.
With the guys and the gun from the movie and the carton of milk set in place, we're ready to see if this myth is just Hollywood hokum.
We're going to fire the gun through the milk and see what happens. Now, if it works out like the hero thinks and nothing happens, then we're going to try it again, but this time without the milk. And then we'll see if the room goes up like whoosh.
To get the right balance of methane to air, they turn on the gas for just 90 seconds.
All right, filling up the kitchen with methane gas. 1.5 minutes.
So here's how it stands. If the kitchen explodes, it's an instant and absolute myth busted.
All right, this is methane gas with gun and milk.
In 3, 2, 1.
Well, you shot the milk.
That's for sure.
No explosion. Maybe this myth is true.
So with milk, there was no gas room boom, which is good news for the myth. But what if the mixture of methane and air was wrong and the room is basically incombustible? Well, it's easy to test because Grant had the foresight to add a road flare hooked up to an electric match.
Here we go with the flare. 3, 2, 1.
Hey, we got something. We got ignition.
The flare not only proves a point, it clears the air of the flammable gas.
So far, it looks like our villain was wrong, and our hero actually stopped this ignition with the milk. And we definitely had the right ratio from the looks of the villain because his hair is a little bit fried.
So Morgan's logic looks good. With the gun and the milk, there was no explosion. But would the gun alone have sparked a blast anyway? It's time to reload.
All right, so kitchen is filling. As soon as we hit 1 minute and 30 seconds, fire the gun.
You think the milk stopped the muzzle flash? You think it's gonna explode?
I don't know, but we're about to find out.
We sure are. In around about 3, 2,
1.
with the muzzle flash unmuffled by milk, nothing happened.
Okay.
All right, no explosion.
Here.
If the scene in the movie was based on hard science, that single shot should have triggered a massive explosion. Now, to fire the flare to confirm that the gas mix was right.
So we were at the right ratio. Yet the bullet did not ignite the methane gas.
Which means the milk did not stop the muzzle flash from lighting the methane gas.
The boom was a beauty, but this bad hair day is all due to collateral damage.
The bad news for this myth is that this did not happen because of muzzle flash from a gun. This happened because of a flare. So what we need to do now is figure out what exactly is going on with this myth and what can possibly cause a room full of methane to go up.
Now, just to recap, we filled a kitchen with methane gas, fired a gun into milk, it did not ignite the gas. We removed the milk, fired again, it still did not ignite the gas. So, we need to move on to small scale and find out if it's even possible to ignite methane gas using the muzzle flash from a gun.
Before the milk part of this myth can be restaged, they need to show that a flash from the handgun used in the movie could blow up a room in the first place.
Okay, that's a hole.
It failed on the bomb range, but this test, in a bulletproof box, filmed in super slow motion, should at least shed some light on the subject.
All right, here's what's going on with the muzzle flash and why it might actually ignite a room full of gas. Now, when a gun is fired, only about 30% of the chemical energy from the propellant is converted to the kinetic energy that is the projectile moving down the barrel. The rest is contained in the propellant gas particle mixture that escapes from the muzzle of the gun. A significant portion of that is dissipated into that bright muzzle flash that you see.
All right, so for this size kitchen, I'm only gonna fill it up for 2 seconds. Filling up kitchen with methane. All right, that should be good.
Kari counts down
Shooting the gun in 3, 2, 1.
to another big fat failure. It takes a keen eye to even spot the muzzle flash.
All right, so the gun fires, and if you look here, there is 1 frame of muzzle flash.
Yeah, that's only a quarter of a millisecond.
And that's not nearly enough ignition energy to spark a kitchen inferno. Maybe it's time to upgrade the sidearm.
I want to know if a gun can ignite the gas. Do you think another gun could do this?
Maybe a hotter load.
Yeah, hotter load, bigger muzzle flash, sure.
That might work.
Let's try it.
A hot load means more powder in the cartridge, but there's also a very good reason to switch guns.
We're having no luck igniting our gas with the gun that the hero carried around in the movie. But there's a little Hollywood mistake here. Though the hero was carrying a SIG Sauer throughout the entire movie, the villain said he was holding a Glock. So that's what we're testing next. And just for good measure, we're using a hotter load.
The hot load is called a plus P. So let's see if a new round and the right gun can get the job done.
Okay, loaded. All right, we're hot. All right. You guys ready? Here we go. In 3, 2, 1.
Again, no explosion. So Kari burns off the gas with an electric match. Now it's back to the high speed to check what was way too quick for the naked eye.
Wow, look at how much bigger the muzzle flash is.
Yeah, but we still didn't get ignition.
So it's not looking so good for the movie myth. But I really do want to see a gun light the gas.
I think we're gonna need a bigger gun.
And possibly an even hotter load.
And this being MythBusters, we do have some options.
We're going big, really big. 44 Magnum big. As we found in Adam and Jamie's Myth Handgun Horror, the flash comes not only out of the muzzle, but here, where the cylinder is. When you need significant muzzle flash, this is what you call on.
It stands to reason that this round in this gun should spark the biggest flash so far. And right now, it's all about igniting the gas.
Now, shooting one of those guns is like shooting a mini cannon. There is so much power there, so that means there's a lot more powder, which could potentially give us a bigger flame lasting longer. All right, guns loaded and cocked.
Of course, if this fails, well, it might be time to have a stern word with the screenwriter.
Okay, ready.
Shooting in 3, 2, 1.
Dang!
No ignition. Man, that was a big muzzle flash.
All right, let's go check out the high speed.
Yeah.
Good thinking. There's nothing like watching your failures in super slow motion.
Even with the larger load, which has more powder, we're still not able to ignite the methane.
So I think we've moved past the movie myth at this point. I think we need the essence of this myth, which is that a gun can light a room full of gas and that milk can stop it. So where do we go?
The myth is busted. Not even the 44 Magnum could spark the methane. But the team still has high hopes of a gunshot exploding a room full of gas. If they manage to do that, they're right back on track to see if a carton of ordinary milk can prevent a catastrophe.
3, 2.
In the myth of the gas room boom, pure methane has proved, well, let's say uncooperative.
Okay, methane's not exploding, but that's a good thing because it's in people's houses. I don't think this myth is actually going to get anywhere unless we move on to a more explosive gas.
What about hydrogen? It's got a lower ignition energy than methane, 1/15, and its flammability range in air is 5 to 75%.
Room full of gas, all that.
Remember, the myth that they're trying to test is if milk can suppress a muzzle flash and prevent an explosion of volatile gas. But with methane, the gas used in the movie, they got nowhere fast. So now, they've changed up to hydrogen.
Now in these next tests, we're gonna use the same guns, the 9mm Glock and the 9mm SIG Sauer plus the 44 Magnum. The only thing that's gonna change this time is the gas. We're using hydrogen. It's more flammable, so hopefully one of these will get that gas to ignite.
Starting off with a SIG Sauer, they're trying to find the perfect gun and round combination
All right, we're locked and loaded.
to ignite the gas without milk, and then add the milk to see if it stops the explosion.
All right, filling the tank.
Okay, you fire, and then I'm going to flame if it doesn't ignite.
Here we go. In 3, 2, 1.
Oh my gosh, it just ignited the gas.
I don't know. I saw some sparks, but it's hard to tell.
I can't tell. I think we need to check the high speed.
Always a good plan, as Tori's wishful thinking comes to nothing. The gun went off, the gas didn't.
Even with the more flammable gas, it still was not enough to be ignited by the muzzle flash.
Hey, we're just starting. We got another gun.
All right.
So next up is the gun they said they used in the movie, but actually didn't. The Glock 17.
All right, so we are about to fire a high velocity round out of a Glock into the hydrogen. Now, we saw when we fired it into the methane that the higher velocity round had a bigger muzzle flash, but I still don't think it's gonna be enough to ignite that hydrogen gas.
If Tory's right, this myth might soon die with a whimper, not a bang. Grant agrees, and he's worked up a theory.
What I think is happening is there's a pressure wave that's pushing all the gas out of the way, and the part that might ignite it is never meeting the gas. So, you know what? I think this is never gonna happen.
But you know what they say about famous last words.
Fudge. I think that ignited the gas.
Wow.
Holy moly.
Didn't see that one coming. Oh my gosh, this myth is looking very plausible.
I guess I was wrong.
There's no doubt that was a blast and a half. The tank is in pieces, and so is the high-speed camera.
There is a lot of energy right there.
But did you see? That is incredible. The gas was ignited from the muzzle flash.
That's the gun that the villain said he used in the movie.
That's right.
We
All
just
right.
blew apart this box, which was made out of bulletproof glass.
I was starting to think that it was busted, but now I'm sort of changing my tune.
Well,
This
that
is-
is if you're cooking with hydrogen.
All I know is when Kari pulled the trigger, the blast was so large that I was stunned. I didn't know what to say. I was just sort of sitting there blinking like, ugh.
So they finally nailed the right bullet, the gun, and the gas. But it still bodes no good for that key scene from Kiss the Girls.
Well, it's busted as far as the movie goes because nobody's cooking with hydrogen. But the question is, if the essence of this myth is gun-igniting gas, can milk stop that?
Maybe we should clean up, reset, and try some milk.
We definitely have to take this full scale.
But filling a full-sized room would take 75 times more hydrogen than they used in the small tank. And that's way too dangerous, even for us. So the boys have gone mid-scale. Not too big, not too small, and not too shabby.
Check it out, Kari.
We made you a dollhouse
Oh my gosh.
that we're gonna fill up with hydrogen and blow up.
Oh my gosh, I want to keep this. That's adorable.
She can, but it won't be in mint condition. This is way more volatile than the methane. The H in H-bomb stands for hydrogen.
The next step is to stick our Glock inside of our small-scale kitchen. Then we're going to fill it with the right explosive ratio of hydrogen, put milk in front of the muzzle, and fire. Now, if the milk actually does stop the muzzle flash from igniting the little kitchen, we have a backup Glock because we know it can actually do it with muzzle flash. That's a lot more exciting than a candle.
In effect, the second Glock now takes the place of the road flare. They raise both guns towards the roof, just in case the ultralight hydrogen settles at the top. While Kari rolls out the remote trigger cords, Tory and Grant install the see-through roof and the front wall. And after ensuring a nice tight seal,
Filling the kitchen now, here we go.
Tory counts up to 60, which should fill the room with 6 cubic feet of gas, enough to blow it to pieces. That's assuming the milk muffler doesn't work.
This one's for all the marbles.
All right, kitchen's filled with hydrogen for a minute. We're ready to go.
In 3, 2, 1.
There's no need to shoot twice. Even with milk at the end of the barrel, the flash from the gun made the room go boom.
Busted!
Busted!
So it looks like the milk is not enough to stop the muzzle flash from igniting the hydrogen.
They've not only busted the myth from the movie, but also smashed the idea of milk stopping a blast in a room that's been properly primed.
I was certain that this was not going to cause the gas to go off, but I was wrong.
Oh, we blew this kitchen apart.
Yeah, there's shrapnel 25 feet back.
Yeah, there is milk everywhere. Clearly, milk is not going to be the thing that stops the explosion.
Well, it sure doesn't work with hydrogen. As for the methane, it never exploded at all. So Morgan had no cause to fret in the first place.
Sure, he had the right idea if they were cooking with hydrogen gas. I mean, we had to go to a gas with such a low ignition energy that it's ridiculous. We're busted on so many levels.
In the meantime, remember, it's very uncool to mess with methane or to waste milk.